Hey, good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. And this is where I talk about world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. And there's a lot going on today. Today is Thursday, May 28th. And yesterday in Iran, two buildings were hit. They don't know if it was bombs, drones, missiles, and it's not really known who hit these buildings, but these buildings were like the admin buildings for the IRGC. And there's video shown here. So both these buildings were heavily gutted by fire. And again, no one seems to really know who was responsible for the attack. Now, overnight, early this morning, looks like the truce is off and the war is back on. There's reports that a U.S. oil tanker was transiting the Straits of Hormuz when Iran attacked it. The missiles were shot down that Iran had fired, and they were shot down by the U.S. military. And the U.S. military decided to retaliate and hit the port in Iran of Bandar Abbas, which is one of the last major ports that Iran still has. And they hit the port pretty hard. They sank some boats and who knows what else. But Iran didn't decided to hit a military base in Kuwait. And the missile was shot down. Apparently, it was a ballistic missile. And it was shot down, and the U.S. retaliated a second time. So this just continues to go on. Their Iranians are hitting the UAE again with drones. They're hitting Kuwait. And now the UAE is getting serious. They're talking about actually declaring war with Iran and attacking them. So we've got that going on. We found out that, or there's reports that Israel actually has troops in the United Arab Emirates manning the different air defenses, missiles and things like that. And that's been unheard of, that Israelis are actually in Arab states helping defend them. So there's a lot of that going on. I'm reading here. That's why I'm looking down all the time. And, you know, they keep saying that this peace negotiations is continuing. The truce is continuing. No, it's not. You can't trust the Iranians. All they do is lie and try to delay. And this war is going to be ongoing for a while if we don't, cut the snake's head off. Now, there's also been reports coming out of England, United Kingdom, that the IRGC has some proxy forces that are attacking Jews and Iranian dissenters, and they're burning down the buildings. They're attacking people, just basic terrorism. And apparently, the English are going after these people, investigating all this. So we've got terrorists everywhere around the world, and we're going to start seeing more attacks. Germany, Spain, England, Ireland. And it's going to be up to the Europeans to take care of it and get rid of these people. We have sleeper cells in the United States, and we know that. So we need to keep abreast and watch what's going on. And the Muslims want to always know why they're the victims. They're not the victims. Yes, there are good Muslim people, but there's a lot more bad out there than I think that is good. And, I don't want to see innocent people killed of any race, religion. But when you act like a terrorist, you're going to get treated like a terrorist. And we have synagogues and churches that are being attacked worldwide. And you wonder why people are. Now, some other news from around the world. It seems like the whole world's at war. We got Russia and Ukraine kicking the shit out of each other. But now it looks like the U.S. is ramping up its efforts to get rid of the Cuban government. And there's been reports that the U.S. military is ready to invade Cuba, given word by President Trump. So the USS Nimitz and its carrier task force is off the island. And supposedly the force is smaller than when we went into Venezuela to remove Maduro. But the Nimitz is quite capable of doing what's got to do. And we don't know how many Marines are ready or if the 82nd Airborne 101st is ready. But they're not too far away in Georgia. So, the world's at war. And it never seems to stop. The Iranians won't stop. Now we've got the situation that we're not stopping with Cuba. And Russia was, hitting the Ukraine pretty hard. And now Ukraine is basically retaliating and wiping out the Russian forces and trapping them in certain places like Crimea. So it's just all hell's breaking loose. Anyways, folks, that's the report for today. That's my opinion, my observation. What's yours? Please subscribe, hit the like, dislike button, leave a comment, engage. Folks, as I've been saying lately, if you see something, say something. And be safe. Be aware of your surroundings and just be safe. You take care.